All right. So let me tell you something, guys. One of the things I have noticed more than ever is in Plexus, particularly, this really deep need for connection. And when I was speaking with, do you remember we had Ryan Seeley on here a couple weeks ago? He's the products department guy. He said something to me and it literally made my brain explode. I was like, are you serious right now? He said, hey, Jen, tell me about your drop it challenge. He's like, is that just your team or are there other teams on it? And I said, oh, there's tons of people from Plexus in it. There's lots of different diamond teams. And he's like, so like diamonds not on your team or in that page? And I'm like, yeah. He said, do you know the company I used to work for? There was a no cross pollination rule. Cross pollination? Like strict, no cross pollination, meaning no teams outside of your own could be doing something. And that just seems foreign to me with Plexus. Like, of course, we want everyone to be working together. I mean, it's just unbelievable that we have the culture that we have. So I just hope you guys know how beautiful that is. And speaking of beautiful culture, have you guys been looking forward to this like I have? Because Diamond Whitney Warr, I remember one of our first Jewel trainings, she was there and sharing her story. And I had never met someone that was a professional direct sales or network marketer before. And the way that she talked about it, it really was belief building for me. So we get to hear from her today. I am going to mute myself and you're going to hook us up, Diamond Whitney Warr.
I will do my best. Well, good morning, everyone. I am really honored to have an opportunity to share this morning. And I got to tell you that Jennifer Leith has always been my top Plexus crush. And so it's even more so now that she started doing these power hours. And I am just absolutely loving them and eating them up. And so is my team. And so I'm so grateful for that and hoping to give back this morning. So when Jennifer asked me if I could share something this morning, I was thinking about what you could most benefit from hearing from me. And I just think there's so much power in my story that I hope that it teaches you some things and really builds your confidence in this opportunity. And I hope that you leave here believing that we honestly have our hands on the absolute most incredible earning opportunity in the whole entire world. And I believe that with my whole entire heart. And that's because of some research that I did 6 years ago that I want to share with you. So let's backtrack 6 years ago. And if you want to hear my whole story, it's pretty powerful. I did a video called Why This Company I Did the Research for You. And if you haven't seen that, I would encourage you to do so because I go really in depth in that into, why this opportunity is so like hands down, like standalone, unique and special. I'm just going to cover just like a couple little tidbits of it today. But for you to hear the heart behind it too is really powerful because I was in a place where we were desperate. Guys, let's talk just for a second about multi-level marketing. It has a bad rap, right? It really does. And that is because most people have had a bad experience with it or they know someone close to them that has, and I'll go a little bit into that. But I will tell you that I had been, way back when I'd had a really bad experience with multi-level marketing, and then like God put an opportunity in front of me and kind of changed my heart a little bit. And almost by accident, I ended up having a good experience with multi-level marketing for 8.5 years with another company. And that kind of molded me and built my confidence back in the market. Although it wasn't perfect, it was an experience that was a blessing. And I believe prepped me for what was to come with Plexus and to have the best of the best. And it taught me what to look for. And so that was just a very unique experience. And so I would encourage you again to go watch that whole video so you can hear all of it. But I was in a place where that company I'd been with for 8.5 years, they went out of business right before Christmas in 2014. And we were, I had worked really, really hard and earned an income that was like the majority of our family's income at that point, and we'd become very dependent upon it. And so it was terrifying when we lost that basically overnight. It was like we had the rug pulled out from underneath us, and we were like, crap, what now? But I know that that was such an answer to prayer, and it really gave me the opportunity to lay everything out there and say, okay, let's look at everything and pick the very best. And you guys should be so excited to know that that's where you are. And I think that there's so many jewels that don't even realize this because they've never done the research that I did. And anyone that did, I totally believe that like you'd walk through a brick wall to take advantage of this completely. And so I just want to share a little bit of that, what I learned, and hope that it's powerful for you. So let's start with multi-level marketing as a whole. So did you know that word of mouth advertising has been proven to be the most successful form of advertising? It is the cheapest form of advertising and the most successful. And it's brilliant for a company to use that as their source of advertising because it keeps the most money in their pockets. It cuts out all the middlemen. If you think about it, like a brick and mortar business, they have, they typically have a warehouse, they have delivery men, they have to pay the storefront, they have all these expenses, they pay for advertising. When you can cut all of the middlemen out and just pay real people that have influence over others to share what they love. And so that it's the best thing for our economy too, because it gives the average soccer mom or college student or retiree the opportunity to find something that they really love and to be able to earn a generous income just by sharing it with other people. Another thing that you should know is network marketing and direct sales are actually two very different animals. And I didn't understand this before. I was in a direct sales company for 8.5 years, and that's quite different. Some of the things that will set that apart is it's typically a product that people don't reorder consistently. Like they're not going to be on a subscription for Tupperware, right? Or for jewelry. I was in a jewelry business before. Or even like Norwex. I love their stuff, but I'm not going to order different cloths and stuff every single month, So that's one of the big differences. And another one with network marketing is so it's typically like a reorder online type of a thing, where with direct sales, a lot of your best sales opportunities are going to come from like being in people's homes and letting them experience your product. And then most of your earning opportunity comes from your personal direct sales. So very good to know the difference. So when I started researching and I learned that, I was like, oh, give me network marketing all the way. And it's kind of like developed and transformed to what we now call social marketing, which is a lot better description of what we do because we're social. We use social media a lot for it's a free platform that gives us a huge audience, as really almost an unlimited audience if you do it right. And so that, that's kind of social marketing. So those are the differences. It's very important that you understand that not all opportunities are created equal. Very, very powerful to know and understand this, because if you could lay out, I wish we could just like put all the network marketing companies side by side and you could see their opportunities for all the highlights and what they have to offer. Plexus would be so far above any of the other ones, it would just blow your mind. And no one's gonna really understand this unless they take the time to do that, like I did 6 years ago. So here, there's 4 main compensation plans that most any network marketing or direct sales company is going to use. Okay, they're called a binary. You guys have probably heard of that one. A matrix, a unilevel, and then there's like a top tier or a 2-step one. So you go find any network marketing company or direct sales, and I guarantee you can pair it up with one of those 4 main compensation concepts, or maybe they'll make like a hybrid of a couple of them and put them together. But the disadvantage to all 4 of those is that they favor the company highly over the representative. And the thing is, when I lost all this income, we were going to lose our house, I was praying night and day, and God was just pushing me like, no, this is a good thing. Just wait, just wait. And he put like, he put these ideas in my mind to lay everything out and look at it. What I did is I sat down. I don't want to lose my thought here, so sorry if I bounce around a little bit, but what I did is I sat down and I said, okay, if I could dream up a business, what would it look like? And I literally, like, I allowed myself to dream really big. I was like, well, I'm going to go for the best that's out there. So I don't want to do any parties. I want to have complete flexibility. I want to have huge earning income. I want to do something that makes a difference, that actually improves people's lives. I don't want to carry inventory. I don't want to be assigned. It's funny that you mentioned, Jennifer, that like in other companies, they have like a non-sharing clause type of a thing, because the jewelry company that I was with, the direct sales company, we would actually have to sign a contract when we went to rallies with our leaders. We'd have to sign a contract saying that we wouldn't share the information that they were teaching us. Right? I see jaw drop. It's real. And not only that, but I will tell you another beautiful thing that I realized that Plexus offers that you won't find in other companies, specifically some of those other compensation plans that I experienced personally that really hurt, is I had my very, very best friend. She's the one that sponsored me in that jewelry company. We were like sisters. Our kids were best friends. Our husbands were best friends. We did everything together. And it came to a point where I was thriving and growing my business, and that was a threat to her. Because in many of these compensation plans, if someone that is on your team passes you up, do you know what happens? You lose that whole entire business, and it kills you. And so that's the point that we were at. And I lost my best friend over this for years. Not my doing. It was just really hard for her to accept that. And so she basically just kind of cut me out and just, really resented me for several years. And that was really hard. But anyways, I got to try to stay on track here for time. So I'm sorry. Not all opportunities are created equal, guys. This is the thing. So when I made up this dream list, I actually wrote out a questionnaire, and I decided I'm just going to start interviewing different companies. And I'll tell you, I was successful enough with that business that I've been in that I had people offering to fly me to Chicago to meet with their corporate. I had free welcome packs being sent to me, or starter kits, so I could try out their stuff. I had a company offer to start me with bonuses and give me a team to come with them. And so I'd had enough success with there that I was appealing. Once that company went out of business, then that it kind of made it cool, because it gave me confidence to say, well, you know what, I've got something of value here to offer, so I'm going to go find the best. And so it was really cool. So I made a questionnaire. I was like, okay, tell me this. I want to see your full compensation plan in detail. And I want to see proof of income from you and someone successful in your upline. And so by doing that, I collected, I bet I had a stack of papers like this big, you guys, because back then, you print stuff out and you read it. And so I just took days. I did nothing but pray and research for days and days. And it was so crazy what I saw, because I could put them, I almost recognize, okay, so I can see these different compensation plans. And when I got to Plexus, it didn't fit into any of those categories. It was so different. And come to find out, did you know that Plexus, they looked at those options. They understand. I mean, Charles Robinson's a smart guy. He knew that word of mouth advertising was the best, and that these products were so special, they needed stories behind them. and they needed the passion and heart of real people behind them. So when they looked at the compensation plans out there, they were like, I think we could do better. That just doesn't feel right. And so they actually designed their own compensation plan, you guys, and it is so incredibly generous. I know God had his hand in that. So what I saw was there were a lot of people making really generous incomes quickly with Plexus, where with other companies, you know, how with a lot of like network marketing, multi-level marketing, there's going to be like a handful of people at the top making like gangster money. And then all the other people, like they're scraping by, just struggling to even get enough to buy their own products. And another thing I found, I mean, I could go on this forever, but you know, a lot of those companies, like they have quotas. You have to purchase so much a month. You have to sell so much. You have to do all these things, and it's really not ethical. That's what gives multi-level marketing a bad rap. And you know, Plexus doesn't do any of that. So long story short, I will tell you that after all this research that I did, and this list, my dream business, I didn't really believe that a business existed that could meet all of those wishes, all of those desires. And did you know that Plexus is the only thing that I found, and I still believe to this day it's the only one, that met every single thing on that list, and then some extra things that I hadn't even thought of that are huge perks as well. And so I want you to consider, yes, we are in the right place. We're so blessed, so blessed. And if you just happen to be here by chance, praise the Lord for that, and dig in deep and really grasp what you have your hands on here and the opportunity, because there is no limit. Like, you should be dreaming so big here because you have the dream vehicle here. It's better than anything else out there. And if you really understood it, then it would break down a lot of those barriers that hold you back. It would give you so much confidence. And so you may be asking yourself, well, if this is true, why isn't everyone successful with Plexus? Why do you think that is? It's actually the same reason that not everyone is successful with our products. Because we have the best products in the world. I believe that with my heart. I really do. We have clinical studies that prove that. We have the testimonials by the hundreds of thousands that prove that. It's because a lot of people, they start these products with a let's give it a shot and see what happens kind of an attitude. And they do the same thing with this business opportunity. They really do. They'll dabble here and there. They'll do some IPAs here and there, or they'll focus in one area that they feel most comfortable, but they're not embracing the whole, you know, the big picture that they need to. Like, we've got to take all the products that our body needs, and we've got to do it daily. And it's the same thing with our business. We have the best business opportunity in the world with Plexus, but you can't just dabble and just magically it'll be successful for you. So think about that. And I'm out of time, so I'll cut it off right there.
Super good. And when Natalie Fuller and you both shared all of the things that you understood about compensation plans, I didn't know anything about any of this. And at the same time as I was building with my Plexus business, my sister had joined LuLaRoe, and she started building with them. And she was having such great success, and she was making double what I was making. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so amazing. And it made me really wonder, like, is our compensation plan the best? Well, every year they've changed their compensation plan. And I found out exactly what you said. You are punished for creating leaders. You're literally punished. Like, you actually want to keep your people from doing too well, because then you lose them. They break off. They say, I'm not going to pay you on that leg anymore. They're doing too well. And with Plexus, we actually grow people. We grow leaders, and we're encouraged to do that. And I just think that's so powerful. It's a picture of who we are. And I'm going to say this last thing. This is Alec and Charles' vision. They want 1,000,000 thousandaires, not 1,000 millionaires. That's huge. Like $1,000 a month, I would have had to have tutored like every waking moment of my day to be able to make that kind of money. And just to be able to do this in something that we love is incredible. Okay, that was good. That was really good, because we need to have that belief that what we have is the best. And when you hear someone share a compensation plan that tells you that they're going to put people under you, it stops being a people business. It completely stops. Just like when you have to limit people from having success or else it threatens you, that destroys the people business concept. It ruins relationship. If you're stacking people under people, it is becoming a pyramid scheme. That is exactly what it is. And it creates that pyramid scheme mentality. Quick money until the money runs out and then we move on. That's not what we're here for. But I digress. Okay, so we have such a big deal happening tonight. By the way, do not quit watching before the end. There's a teaser, surprise, amazingness at the end of tonight's wellness reveal, and it is so stinking cute. You're gonna love it so much. So a couple things we need to do to prepare for today. I asked you guys to go ahead and take a picture of you with like a surprised or excited or even like a strong pose. All of those would fit the announcement. You don't want to wait till the last minute, have it ready. I am going to go to all of my level ones and send that picture and say, I still don't know what it is, but what I do know is it's going to be a big deal. And I'm hearing hints that it could be about immunity, this or that. And I'm prepping them. I'm building that hype. Just like when a customer or an ambassador orders, I stalk their tracking. And I'm like, girl, I think it's going to be in your mailbox today. And they're like, yay. They don't know if they should be excited or not, but they're latching onto my energy. So I'm going to go to all my level ones, all of them, wholesale, everybody, and say, this is happening. I'm excited. I'm going to have my excited face picture and I'm going to message them. So I'm going to put that in the chat for you guys. I did put the link to Whitney's video in the chat as well. So you guys can copy and paste that to watch for later.